Hello.
All right, and we are live, you guys. This is, of course, a different viewpoint for you guys, but we are happy to just still be here, be able to. If there's a will, there's a way.
I,
Yeah, and there's a
well,
way.
ain't no the old people say ain't no stopping us now.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we used to sing that. We used to sing that. That was a part of our morning announcements. But you guys, I'm so glad to be with you all today. And as far as definitely being here with you all with the Pastor L. McCants, Michael L. McCants, and we are here live. So how about you guys go ahead and just continue to be great digital evangelists, share, tag some people in, let them know that, hey, they're on. It's time for rehash, and we are so excited to be with you all.
Yeah. Happy
Yes.
Friday Eve to you.
Happy Friday Eve. It's almost like maybe it's because like I'm just in this summer
Yeah,
phase
you're in the
that
summer. Yeah,
it's
you in chill
like
mode.
yeah, it's I
Quite frankly, that's the joy of teaching. And you know, and all for the song. Hey,
guys are joining us. We are asking that you continue to be great evangelists. Just for the news and everyone know that we are live here. I mean, we just came back. You've been
literally.
literally, yeah, honestly, literally. So I'm always, grateful for you to just be at the seat with us. you know, especially just getting off the road.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to go ahead and unpack. Go ahead
Unpack
and
that.
unpack.
Yeah.
That was for you.
That was wonderful. I actually posted a picture. When I was maybe 7 or 8 years old, as a little kid playing on that same campground.
Oh wow.
This was some of my friends, and didn't have a clue that one day I would be preaching there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like a great full circle moment. Be the morning speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So that was absolutely exciting
Yeah.
to be a part of that. And so yeah, it was good. I um I enjoyed it and can't wait to do it again. Minister Williams, by the way.
Oh,
Minister Williams and the Martin went,
okay.
and,
Yeah.
and we tricked them on to getting onto in the lay in the paddle,
Yeah.
the foot pedal thing.
Yes, those are fun.
Oh, that was hilarious to
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, well, that's exciting. Well, that is exciting. I'm just very glad that you enjoyed yourself and that memories will be able to come back to you. How you were able to, spread that. It's amazing. I'm pretty sure they were happy to have you there.
I think the live audio went out.
Mm.
So Pastor Hope recorded the sermon.
Oh, okay, yes.
She's going to upload it to YouTube and send it out to everyone. Because apparently she got fussed at very badly.
Oh.
They wanted to know what was going on.
Yeah.
And so it
Well,
was out of our
all
control.
taken care of.
Right.
Yes, and it will be uploaded on YouTube and as you said, sent out.
Absolutely.
We're excited for that. So definitely, if you're not able to attend, just be on the lookout for that. That's going to be there.
Yeah.
So that is exciting. Super excited for that. Series, old national days is something I can look to get into further into our service today. So today is actually National Handshake Day. Yes, quite.
Yeah.
National Handshake Day also is National Waffle Iron Day. I just actually use one of those.
Oh, waffle.
Yeah, we have like the hotels, and some people make it in their homes as well. You make your waffle.
Yes, I love those.
Yeah, they're very handy. It's also National Camera Day. What are the odds?
How many pictures did you take? You're the queen of pictures.
I didn't take any today.
We gotta get you some photos.
Yeah.
For
I actually
books.
spent some time outside. So
Awesome.
yeah, no electronics. And also today is, and this also brings some childhood memories. Today is, for the last Thursday of June, is Bomb Pop Day. So the popsicles that look like a firecracker in the sense, it's like red, white, and blue. Today is that national day as well. So, I mean, if you're in a great mood, I would definitely go suggest getting a popsicle. Why not bring up some old childhood memories? Yes, absolutely. As we are moving forward, we also would like to get into the last minute birthdays or some birthdays coming up in July. Yeah, for the July.
Be safe. Safe.
And have a great time, of course. And all that great stuff.
Are you gonna cook on the grill?
I'm not on the grill. I'm there to eat.
Oh,
I want to show up and yes, and watch the crack.
I got you.
Yeah, that's my type of thing.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Thank you. So, girl, I enjoy it. We love to just come up and eat. And we are just super excited for that with you guys. Also, of course, the deep question that comes up before we get into the before
you see the look I just gave her? The deep question? What?
Question that
that's great. It's not national great there. Nothing with these apps.
Well, thank you. I definitely would grab some. Thank you so much. But yes, so the question of the day is, what has God showed you about yourself this week that you would like to share? And of course, since we've been in our relational intelligence book, maybe some things may have, came up from that. So, that you would like to share. See, I make that very clear that
you did. I'm trying.
It's for you to whatever you would like to disclose. See how good I am?
Yeah, you did. I'm trying to. And I was actually ready for this, I think. Can I say something? This is very vulnerable, transparent. I've been dealing with fear of abandonment. And it's so weird. And so I'm like, wow, what is that? What is that you are concerned? Is it something that you're doing? Or is it something that you're not doing? And I've been through those changes. That's my window looking like. And pushing into that to get my voice. I'm not the cry.
No.
I really am. Amen. But it's enough. And I guess I concluded is as long as I'm being 100%, I don't not because no one's perfect, but it's up to those that are around you to you really want to be right. So then I said, okay. So if someone walk away, be valued. Right. And that was the issue. Yeah. I feel like I need to share because I don't know who needs them. Yeah. I don't mind.
No, that's definitely important. We appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for those type of moments, those conversations. Still, thank you. But I definitely have to say there has been a sense of me like maybe starting over, that like I'm not haven't came into terms with, or I feel like it's going to be some type of starting over or some type of having to relay some type of foundation down again, and I really don't like starting over.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with that.
Yeah.
You know,
So
that makes you pull your hair out your head.
It would.
Yeah.
And I've already cut my hair. So it's like, it's nothing to pull.
I love the opposite. It's almost like reactions. It's this therapeutic piece.
I always have said that.
I've said that.
It's just a place to where you can just.
It's great. I'm just sure you don't want to.
Please, it's okay. No, but definitely.
What are you on?
Yeah, please share. We love to hear that. I'm more for conversations. I am more for some deep conversations, or some conversations just to like really make you feel relieved. Like, oh, I need to get that out.
Yeah.
I need somebody to hear that. Trust that. Yeah. That's just there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so please share.
I won't do that. That's so good. Isolation can be.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Of course, in this series, and today is going to be a little bit different. This is something that we haven't done in a while, to where we actually recap a Tuesday service. And to be honest, I do miss it. I do miss it. And so we have been in our book series, and we'll always continue to talk about that, with our relational intelligence book. And so we're going to take a pause. We just unpack some things. I keep saying impact. Unpack some things. Yeah, well, of course. Support my church. And unpack some things from Tuesday night, and really just just dig deeper into that, and just see what it is else that we can pull from that. Definitely always excited about this.
I've gotten a lot of phone calls about that service.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But hey, that wasn't encouraging.
Yeah. And that's always my first question. That always be my first question, like before we unpack a Tuesday service. Like, what were you thinking? What was God saying? Or like how you used to say it now, like as I was driving down the road. So what happened?
Yeah, what's down the road this time? Because we're in our series, and God gave me gifts. And I was all prepared for 1 Corinthians 12. And,
I think you said he was in 2 Corinthians.
Yeah.
You dabbled in there. I think you dabbled somewhere else.
I try. I always get my greetings before the message. Something to encourage my heart.
Yeah.
And it just got stuck.
It just couldn't get out. God was like, no.
No, and I'm saying, no, I'm finishing my series. So I'm on the clock. And that's kind of where I was.
Yeah.
And then I looked out and I saw how it was affecting the congregation.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, then, well, all right, well, it's going to be a blessing. So, and just like they're talking about how gifts and value.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely, absolutely. And then even you made it something very clear, and I think for me, in a place to where I was at and maybe I'm still at, is that you said something like, still reminding us of the becoming, and in our it is that we're focusing on this year, and you said that we're in. And I had to go and count. I literally had to go and count. Like, are you serious? What in the world is happening? Like 6 months in, and all I could think about was like, no, the Exodus service. Like, literally, right? No.
We're in the middle of the road.
The middle of the halfway point, the halfway mark. And as you said, like when you preach that word on Tuesday and realizing that you could not get off of it, that it was something saying, the things that you were saying that was blessing the congregation, blessing the viewers, blessing the people on Roku, blessing the people on YouTube. And it's like, what do you feel like is happening in this part? Like what is happening, specifically in our church, specifically with those that surround you? Like what do you see happening that God puts you in that word?
Number one thing, number one, our church capacity since the pandemic currently.
Yeah.
See, I had to.
He's going to practice something again.
That's a good church. And
I am 100%.
I mean, I believe y'all was flying on top of the world. You know, getting together,
Finding career jobs and
yeah, it's
as far as businesses and everything. Yeah.
just buses, getting promotions, and getting rid of money. You know, and I can remember the end of last year. I kept saying, y'all, I promise I'm going to put inspiration, but I got to pay you for something. No, I just kept saying that. I didn't know what it was. And this year, we've done the most fast we've ever had. You know, and, even in my personal life, it was the same consecrate. Okay, why? Same. You know, and we started seeing some decline. We started seeing walkways, and we started losing jobs, and people ended up with diagnoses, and life insurance. I mean, it just started to come out of the blue, and I could tell it was bringing us our needs. You know, no one's talking to me, but I could tell by behavior, by discerning of the spirit, oh boy, and whether you are young in spirit or young in age, we're not mature enough to understand the art of navigation. But we do understand the art of escape.
Yes.
And no one was willing to talk to me. I knew what was going on. And God wouldn't let me, it's just like, okay, all right. And so finally he said, while I was talking, it hit me. Yeah. What do you do when the fight you're in ain't the devil?
Yeah. That was such a blessing. That was, because we've been taught what to do in those understandings, like pray, so things, how to, rebuke, how to do those things, be in it, that type, call your friend, pray down and things of that sort. But this, as you say, like what you do when the hearts are against God.
Yeah. With God to your throat, that's you can't fight God.
Yeah.
If we're honest, me too. Where we are in our personal lives and even in our ministry, if we're honest, it's not supposed to be like this. That's not how, 2020.
Look,
building up to this moment.
It's like, hold on. Yeah.
It's a story. It's not we're supposed to be riding high. We're going to our neck, right? And so how do you handle disappointment? You the thing. And in some cases, you slipped up here and there. This time you slipped, got you caught. Why did it take me? Why? I mean, these are legitimate.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely, definitely. And as you stated, the frustration like does get built up after you're like, okay, you mentioned, pay my tithes and pay my offering. I'm volunteering. I'm using my giving the church. I'm giving the time that I do have. I'm devoting myself to God. And like I said, if you find yourself slipping, you repent and you go back trying to pick those things up and it's like, God, do you not? And it kind of makes you feel like, and it's that feeling like, like you said, when God, not the enemy, not
Your
just
first
yeah,
God.
yeah,
And it's like, whoa, what do you do? And so, although that statement is upon itself,
yeah,
I immediately realized, aha,
yeah,
that's what's going on.
mhm. Yeah. The battles with
God.
God.
And so,
It's the same thing. It's like, and I understand like the call was like, hold on, like, that's not usual message. Like, what is this? And it helps you realize.
I realized Job, Job was like, after a while, he was telling God, how are you going? Then God told him, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Were you there when I formed the trees, when I put the sun in the sky? Were you there when I am God? And it's like, uh-oh, you pick a fight. You ain't gonna win this, right? Job had to reconcile that I don't know, because Job was serving God under a preconceived notion of who he said God was.
Wow.
And if we're honest with ourselves, let's be honest,
Yeah.
our walk with God up until this point
Mm.
has been all about what we said he was going to be to us. And we've taken him out of the freedom to telling us who he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why that statement came up in the message too about who told you serving God meant you was going to have trial and tribulation.
Yeah, that you would be exempt from
Yeah,
these
who
things.
told you that?
If anything.
If you think about it, from Genesis to Revelation, every major biblical character, every major story you learn from Sunday school, VBS. All that you've learned, even what has been preached. What is the common denominator? Man called or used by God, blessed by God, and then the enemy comes, or God allows the enemy. Paul was so deep in the spirit, he was so consecrated unto the Lord, till the Lord sent Satan to buffet him, that he ended up with a thorn in his flesh to humble him. Man born has a few days, but those days are full of trouble. This affliction is but for a moment. I know that I'm sending them out into wolves, but my prayer is not that you take them out of the wolves, but that you will protect them. He never said anything about not having storms. Yeah. But yet we use storms as justification to be dishonorable to God, to weaken our commitment. Let's think about it. Let's be real. I mean, this thing hitting me. I hope y'all, apparently you were blessed, but it really hitting me. Michael, why exactly are you having an attitude now when you drive to church? What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're not driving out of obedience to me.
Yeah.
You're driving out of frustration to your own ego and pride.
Jesus.
But you want me to be responsible for that. I mean, come on. You mad? Okay, good. Why exactly are you mad?
Yeah.
And where's the responsibility? Are you operating out of a wrong perception?
Yeah.
Did I tell you that? Or did you just assume?
Yeah.
Because I've been keeping you this long. I've been covering you this long. You just assumed that I would. But now that I didn't, now you got a problem. And I'm saying to myself, sitting there behind that pulpit, trying to figure out how to communicate. You know, and I mean, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I posted for my wife's birthday. I was doing tributes to her, and one of the things I'm talking about. So I talked about how I damaged some parts of my marriage doing the Lord's work. God didn't ask me to do that.
Yeah.
So now where your marriage is, it wasn't that God failed you. It was the stewardship of what you did with what God gave you. And he chose not to exempt you from the consequence. And he has that right. But with our prideful, arrogant selves, now we take offense. Instead of realizing there's a rebuke to us to straighten yourself up. I mean, what? Am I crazy? What do you? I mean, that's kind of how we ended up, and then how we discovered it's not that he's at war. We're at war with him, but he's just trying to protect us.
Yeah, that tough love right there. That protection of also making you aware of your own self and where it is that, how you truly feel, and you realizing like, okay, well, who's the real one to be at blame here? And I love how, and of course you have said it before, like, and we've all had that, the teacher or that somebody, as you stated, you point the fingers, all those fingers pointed back at you. So it's just allowing you to definitely take that accountability as well and realize that, yes, you're at war, as you may feel you're at war with God, but also realizing, did you take time to think like what God is protecting you from, or what God is trying to show you in the midst, like. And I love how, as you even talked about that, it brings me to that question of the day too. It's like, what is God showing you about yourself? So yeah, I love how you even look into that.
What about you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
Please help me.
What you was talking about?
Oh yeah,
what God showed me about me.
Yeah.
I talked about it with that one.
I mean, yeah. So me having to start feeling like I have to start over. Yeah, I thought he was trying to give me another question. I'm like, hold on.
You about to know, hold on, my pastor. I know good and well you ain't trying to front on me on this camera.
I do it though, just usually. But no, like, definitely I don't. But also, if I can even go deeper into that, it puts me in a place to where like that fear or that me having to feel like I have to lay another foundation, a newer foundation or something of that sort. It then brings me to like, yeah, I could say that I was upset, with God. Because I'm like, well, hello, are you there? do you not see what's happening? Do you not see like how my emotions is being affected in this situation? Do you not see like all of these things? And then it brings me to some accountability.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hey, at least if you do have to relay this foundation, and do have, it does have to be like this. At least you'll have wisdom not to do what, and it comes with that. Yeah.
He allowed it as protection.
Yes.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing trying to these people. Anyway, so he allowed it as protection. He allowed you to go through that diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
It was his protection.
Mm-hmm.
He allowed you to go through that rejection.
Mm-hmm.
His protection.
Mm-hmm.
But even when we had the illustration where you're pursuing, but there's a resistance there.
Yeah.
And he's slowing you down, he's backing you up. Right? Why? Because he's trying to help you avoid.
Yeah.
He's trying to settle you. And the reality is, it's not that he hadn't been talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I'm going to help you walk in what I've been talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Old people saying, you don't believe sugar sweet, do you? You know, and I don't want to paint God as a vindictive God.
Yeah.
But it's like how he told Job, were you there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? You trying to tell me who I am, and I'm trying to show you who I am.
Wow.
And so now let me take you on this journey.
Yeah.
Because situation does set us up for revelation. I'm going to show you that I'm God. Mm-hmm. Even if I have to allow everything to be stripped from you in order for you to realize you live, you move, you breathe, your being is because of me.
That is such a humbling experience to a point to where it does bring you to your knees. It brings you in this place of to where like you have to be prepared for something of that sort, because it can make somebody feel so low. It can make somebody feel so low, but just knowing that if you know that with God doing this, that it is for protection reasonings, it's just like, oh God. But yes, yeah.
I also think too that it's also about us recognizing the sovereignty of our God and our relationship towards Him.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
You know, the old folks used to say, I didn't know He was a provider until I was broke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know He was a healer until I was sick.
Yeah.
You know, and this nuance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helps shapes the conversation to better understand God. So I'm in this situation because God is teaching and He's developing me to better understand Him, so that I can align my life and adjust myself.
Yeah.
You know, and so maybe we should call this a season of adjusting.
Definitely. And even then, I like how you even just said that, because I also recall you saying in your sermon how, as far as like wanting the clarity and the understanding and, those type of things, the direction that you need to get in God. So if you're wondering maybe why these things are happening, get in God so then you can have that recenter, you can have that alignment.
I like that
adjustment that as you just stated. Because if you don't, I feel like you'll start seeing yourself feeling like you're probably in a cycle, or feeling like it is from the enemy whole time.
Yeah.
I'm in battle with with God and things of that sort. So you even mentioned that at that timing too. And I think when you said that, I also started to think about like leaves, like withering a little bit, and then as it is like at the halfway point, and like things becoming a little shaky. It's like, oh, we're going so strong, like you got oil, to drive for a while, and then it's like that halfway mark, and it's like, but did you refuel? Like, what did you, check in with God to see what He was doing? Or did you just continue to just go based off of what you heard Exodus service, or based off what you've been, And of course, it feels good. It's definitely important. And I know you definitely have said that to remember what God has told you. But it's also more words that God is telling you throughout your journey with Him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Give us one minute here, and let us adjust something real quick. All right.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So just as you said, just talking more about like that reason of this. I have my calendar,
Mm-hmm.
and I make sure that I'm that I'm jotting down. Okay, well, this is the month. Have my dates and things of that sort. But you kind of lose track of like the months just by. It just
Mm-hmm.
feels like the months is going by, and you're still in this season of like, okay, I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for God. But it's like, have you devoted yourself back into that time, or have you just got stuck on what God said He was going to do?
I think I like that and talk about how we can tell we're starting to get God fatigue because we're no longer stewarding.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
one time you couldn't beat us reading our notebooks,
Yeah.
writing in our notebooks.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat us marking the calendar,
Absolutely.
having that daily.
Yeah.
Now, only want to look at that notebook.
Yeah, and yeah, you definitely even stated about that too. And as I'm, yeah, I love that because it's true. It's so true, especially for you know, as even remembering that you stated, make sure you have your notebooks and things of that sort, and those things that we have written promises
Mm-hmm.
and things of that, and just like, hold on, God, I don't see it.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what happened? Like,
Yeah.
and don't let you put yourself on the time. But I also remember that we were getting rid of the time clock. But it's like, okay, God, but so I mean, definitely like realizing that okay, I need to go back into that. I need to readjust myself, realign myself, and yeah.
So that last thing you said, counseling.
Mm-hmm.
What? Say it again.
Oh,
No,
readjust myself,
go
realign
back for that.
myself, get back my notebook.
Yeah, counseling. Counseling the clock.
Oh yes, yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because the irrealistic expectation of God's timing
Mm-hmm.
sets us up for disappointment too.
Yeah.
And the reality is too that there's a large part of this where it could have been avoided had we simply obeyed God.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
and I think that's kind of, it's lack of a better term. You were older sister. And see, we talking and talking after a while, you put them in the headlock. You know, yeah, you know. And so this concept that we're trying to play around with. What do you do when God has the knife at your throat? How do you respond?
Yeah.
And then I said this. I said, your response is trusting that if slitting your throat is necessary, and I stop fighting, and I will allow Him to cut my throat. If you're going through this trial, if you're going through this temptation, if you're going through this storm, and it's God who has ordained it, could it be that He's after something in you? Because James says that you should rejoice if you go through trials and tribulations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh, produces. So maybe the diagnosis was necessary so He could work out of you. Maybe the disappointment is necessary so He can work out of. What is it, God? If the knife is to my throat, can I trust you enough to say, okay, Father, into thy hand I commit my spirit. Into thy hand I trust your will. If cutting my throat is necessary, cut my throat. If it's going to bring you glory, cut my throat.
Let your will be done.
But the reality is that is not, our fight is not with God. It's with our own will. It's with our own ambition. It's with our ego, our pride. Right? Because it's not hard to obey God, but it's hard to rebel against yourself.
Absolutely.
You see that? And so, how does that feel to you? That the knife that's at my throat is not the devil. It's God.
All I hear is surrender. I hear that's
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Will you surrender and trust that He knows best? Jonah in the belly of the whale was God knowing best of how to get out of Jonah the obedience to go tell the people what thus said the Lord. Taking Job through this trial was about Him knowing Him best how to get Job to understand to pray for others. To not my will but your will. So what is this storm going to bring out of you? And can we get back to being committed to the things of God, despite the fact that I'm a little uncomfortable with you right now, God? Because escaping doesn't change the storm. I'm sorry.
It's still there.
I'm sorry. Escaping, running, ignoring, hiding. Let me tell you, you can change churches and it's going to still be there. You can stop talking to your pastor. It's going to still be there. You can cut off from church. It's going to still be there. Right? We're not called to walk these things out on our own. We're called to walk these things out with God in a community of believers. It's going to hold us accountable to get to that other side. Lord, I had to preach every day this week. Let me see. Wednesday night I was teaching. I was talking about the art of obedience, and I said, what we don't realize is Jesus' obedience in the garden, although He struggled in the garden, when He got to the cross, on the other side of the cross was you and I. So what it took for Him to die was what was needed for me to live. What you're going through, it took enough for you to die in it, so God can produce something out of you, so that someone else can be added value.
It is. It was. What I can say is I see why you receive phone calls. It was definitely one of those like, ooh, one of those. Oh yeah, we needed this sermon. We needed this teaching, this word, and yeah, it was really very powerful.
There's a lot coming
Oh,
from
okay. No, but definitely, honestly, just knowing that although your congregation may not have verbally had to say anything, but that God is able to continue to like lead you, knowing like He knows what it is that has to come out your mouth in order for us to, it's such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our leader, for sure. Thank you for being our leader. And then also like my last question was definitely like, well, what is it that you felt maybe after? I know like once you're in the spirit and then having to, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a different.
my hope was recalibration.
Yeah.
My my hope was to give understanding. I feel like if we could understand, we could better handle where we are. I
Mm.
wasn't looking to preach us out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't looking for it to turn around in 24 hours by Friday.
Yes, yes.
I wasn't looking for that. What I honestly wanted, I felt like the sheep were in the wilderness and they needed to know God knows, He sees, He's there, and everything is fine.
Yeah.
Just trust Him.
Such a powerful word. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't solve anything, right? But maybe that's the part of faith that we need to learn.
Yeah.
That having faith in God doesn't mean it's going to stop.
Oh gosh.
Having faith in God is saying He knows, and I know He knows, and that has to be enough for me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Even bringing some connection to the book. It's all as it's parts in the book to where it states to where like as an advisor, you're doing what it is that you do, and knowing that you did not have that sermon to preach us out of it, but you to give us that clarity, that understanding, and what we needed at that moment for then God to do the rest. So just knowing that your part was at that moment done, and when God continues to call you to step further into that, it's like, So we thank you for that. We thank you for that word on Tuesday, and of course, if you haven't seen it, it's still up live. It's still there. So definitely go check that out for us.
What did you? Was there anything you left with? I mean, was that a good summarization?
No, absolutely. It definitely. I'm the type of person, and this sounds crazy, but sometimes it's like when you're faced with things, it's like sometimes you want to know that you're not the only one. Yeah. Sometimes you want to know that I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
That like I'm not here left alone, and things of that sort. Like I'm not gonna just be here and no one's gonna come to the rescue or anything of that sort. So I left with definitely some clarity, definitely some more life, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, I'm always blessed to come in on a good service, and or if I can't make the Tuesday, always making sure I'm able to rewatch or anything of that sort, because and knowing that it's just not the sermon that keeps us living. Of course, it goes with our daily devotions, things that we're doing on a daily basis, but just knowing that I can come to my church family and know that, oh yeah, the way she just screamed, or the way she just, she's going through that too.
Yeah.
That's my sister, and I know that this is what our church needed. So,
yeah. Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen. Praise God.
Thank you. I mean, this has been great. I haven't did one of these in a while, so of course, we look forward to doing these sometime soon, if needed, of course. But yeah, would you like to end with anything?
No, I'm just excited about it. We'll be at Florence Sunday.
Yeah.
And sneakerball tickets.
Sneakerball tickets. Get your tickets.
They go up Saturday.
Oh, well, come dress. Go get the tickets now. Call anybody.
And don't forget to do your 575 tip. I'm telling you, Sister Sonia said, I don't know nobody, Pastor. I said, but write some names down, pray about it.
Yeah,
She did
amen.
it. She was able to sell 11 tickets.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Amen.
It's good.
Bless your sister, Sonia.
Amen. I got to get that kind of grace on
Look,
me.
I'm just look.
You know. And so let's be stewards and let's try.
Yeah.
I think that's another piece of that. Let's go down fighting. If we're gonna go down fighting.
Yeah.
You
Go
know?
with a fight.
Yeah. Get out there and do it. You know, what's happening is no.
Look. Don't we've heard that word plenty of times. All different capacities. But yeah, definitely, absolutely. And of course, joining us next Thursday, we will definitely be here and we will go back into our relational intelligence book. And as you guys know, it's time for prayer.
For prayer. Holla at me.